Conscious collaboration brings together entrepreneurs, changemakers, and thought leaders. We aim to highlight the people that embody the idea of aligned mind, body, and business. Each week, we share, discuss, and learn from the various experiences and ideas of our guest experts. Through our discovery, we find a path to an aligned mind, body, and business.
What up, y'all? This is Emily.
And I'm Lisa, and we are the Conscious Collaboration. Slightly conscious, slightly stupid.
Slightly both. You're right.
Yes. But, you know, that's how we...
Very hilarious.
To ourselves. So welcome. Welcome, everybody. How's it feel to see me outside of our Instagram chat?
Super weird.
Yeah.
Like who do I know you?
Yes, that's the only way that you know me. It's from my reel collection.
Right. And you have a different background. So
yes.
This
may be a feng shui thing, but I shared with Emily that I'm working facing south as of the full moon in Scorpio. I didn't consciously do it. I unconsciously did it. I decided I was just rejecting facing north, which is my usual direction. And I don't know, I feel like the light's better right now this time of year in this direction. So yeah, new direction for when people see the video, but I'm more productive.
Hi, baby. What's up?
It might be fire horse, so south is it's connected. Well, this is ceremonial south, I should specify, and that's a whole other discussion.
It's fire.
So it's fire. Yeah. Right. So the internal world here in my house, so the ceremonial south is connected with fire energy. And so maybe therefore the fire horse, it's connected to visibility, marketing to the world. And I will tell you, since I started facing in this direction with very minimal effort, I've been attracting a lot of marketing and PR opportunities. I was in a conversation with an executive TV show producer yesterday.
Nice.
Yeah, which is not my norm. And it was just an unsolicited invitation and not sure where that's going. But anyway, so there's something to the directions and like how you receive sunlight that affects your psyche and just your opportunities. So, and I'm all about, from our last conversation, I'm all about slowing down and sitting and owning in my power and just kind of receiving versus, faster, stronger, all that. You sing the song, but pushing. I'm just not. I'm not in. I mean, I'm still doing my, strength training and workouts and stuff, but I'm not like in life outside of that. I just don't feel like striving. So I'm in receiving mode.
Okay.
Yes. So there you have it. But so how about your world, since we're doing a quick check-in and just tuning in?
Yeah. Directionally, I'm not sure if that plays a role. I'm definitely, I can feel that receiving mode, that pause, that just kind of collecting myself for the next big push energy. Also just like, in as I was telling you before this, in a group chat with fellow nurse colleagues of mine, I was kind of like, we come back from the weekend and things are just feeling all discombobulated in our virtual clinic. And I was kind of like, I thought we were escaping the full moon craziness a little bit by not working in our hospitals and our facilities anymore, but it seems to still affect our virtual patient population and just everybody in general. So I know this will be quite a bit later by the time this episode comes out, but I think that full moon definitely shook up some energy in certain ways. I don't know how to really verbalize it, like what it was, but we had the fire here locally that
Yeah, fire. That
burned
was
the
the science
university
fire.
building, and it was what?
The science fire, the science wing.
Fire, yeah. Yeah.
That's such an important wing. And it was the marine science, and it was all their like collected specimens that are really hard and rare to find, and they're gone. And that was a really scary fire to see because there's chemicals and things in it. But did you also see in the Pinellas? I know this is like not affecting the world, but talking about the moon, did you see in the Pinellas podcast? And I don't know his name, the host for that, but I saw a clip from it today, and there was a rogue wave that washed up on Shell Island where everybody was camping out, like a 25-foot wave.
Whoa.
Yeah. And they had video footage of it, and it like wiped out their campsite. It was pretty
What?
wild. And I was wondering if that's connected to the moon.
That's
Yeah.
wild.
Yeah, I know. So, a lot of people, there's not a lot of science to say that we talk about this a lot, and my favorite Virgo always disputes the lunar impact on psyche, and that like hospitals will deploy people waiting on corners during a full moon and a super moon because they know that there's going to be some crazy stuff happening, so they can be ready. And but yet there's not a lot of white papers to substantiate that. But it's like, riddle me this. Why? Why is this, why do all these occurrences, or maybe we're just hyper vigilant during that time and we notice all the weird stuff, but the fire was weird, that giant wave, the rogue wave. So I guess there's like what the statistics showed was there's like on average 25 rogue waves that happen a year, I want to say, that not everybody's present to see because maybe it happens at nighttime or like, when the moon is rising. I don't know. I'm not a scientist, but now I kind of want to investigate.
Well, when science is not providing the answers, we can turn to the good old I Ching.
Yes. So we'll check in and see what the energy is around the collective. Do you want to keep it general or specific? We're not with it enough to be specific. I don't think.
Yeah, let's just go
General.
general. Like, what's
Okay.
up?
Yes.
What's up?
I really love it when people have that tweet that gets reshared that says, "Does anybody know what the fuck?"
Yeah. That is the vibe.
That keeps coming around, and it's
That's
always relevant
right.
because there's just so much happening. So we'll see what is a collective energy that we're all experiencing at the time that we receive this, and what do we need to know so we can move forward in our best energy. And they just jumped right out. So sometimes I'm shuffling forever. Oh, this is so the energy of decrease. Was this in our reading last session? Hexagram 41, the energy of decrease. It feels very much in that vein though. And it's weird because it's fire horse. And then look at your favorite.
Oh, Lisa Frank.
Yeah, darkening of the light. It's the story of earth above and fire below. So we're in the energy of decrease, and that follows our last reading, our last episode reading. So this makes sense to me in the story, in our storyline. How many change lines are there? Not too many. So the energy is pretty stable week to week. It's like, hey, slow down, like really put some intention behind your actions and what you're deciding to do and how you're going to move. This isn't the time to rush. You know what? I think the lesson there that we're starting to pick up on is, yeah, it's fire horse, but like it's the momentum of free flowing things that are
Mhm.
not in our control. I think that are like it's kind of a lesson in humanity in having patience and letting the momentum be generated with ease outside of our control.
Mhm.
That's what I'm picking up on, which would be a really important lesson for us because we're all about, being so extremely disciplined that we have control over everything to be able to be the most productive and the most successful, when actually maybe the real power is in trusting, like, as my friend Rachel always says, like, jump and then the net will appear,
Mm.
you know? Um, so increase and decrease are both a part of the natural cycle of life, and to everything there's a season and a time. Um, yeah. So we live in materialistic times, but there is no disgrace in letting go of some of your assets. This can be part of an investment in future gain, a gain that may come in the form of greater freedom, learning, or development of personal character. A lot of people are stepping away from like higher positions or higher salaries to regain more freedom in their life and letting go of materials so that they can really live, and embracing gardening and simpler things, repurposing things.
Well, I'm still just kind of picturing that fire horse as the metaphor here, the analogy. Like, one, we need to ride
Mm.
the horse, not try to steer it or control it, right? We need
Yeah.
to ride that momentous energy. And two, like, you don't want to be carrying a bunch of heavy baggage while you're trying to ride the fire horse energy. You need to release everything that is not absolutely necessary, uh, so that you don't slow that momentum down.
Yeah. The real beautiful horses are the wild horses, like Chincoteague and Assateague Island, with all the free horses that are just running on their own. They're not, I mean, we just saw, what is that? What is the big horse race that just happened? That was such a
Like
big deal. Der-
Kirby?
The Derby. Yeah. When I lived in Maryland, that was a big thing. And now that I'm now that I'm in Florida, I'm so uncultured with that. But I mean that there is beauty in that. But when those horses just love to run with the wild horses,
Mm.
how much faster would they be? Have you ever seen a horse or ridden a horse that you try to control it so tightly that it bucks you off? I have.
No, I went to horse camp once when I was a kid, twice actually. But
Like
that's
it?
that's the extent of my equestrian
What
experience.
do you remember what type of riding it was? Was it Western or English?
Redneck.
Redneck. Okay, so like bareback maybe?
No, I mean, we use saddles and stuff. It must have been Western. Like
Western.
it was in Monroe, Louisiana. Okay,
Okay,
so
must have been Western. Yeah, so an English saddle, I remember how proper we had to be and how poised, like me and the horse,
mhm.
and like how much that horse just really wanted to like get dirty and roll in the mud immediately when I took off all the fancy gear, and how silly the horse was. And I would hold so tightly because I wanted us to win everything and do everything perfectly. And when I would hold too tightly, it would like buck me off the saddle or rub me off on a fence, like girl, who do you think you are? Like don't hold the reins so tightly. And also, do we really need all this fancy gear on to be the most beautiful, eloquent winner in this? It says, when letting go of material desires leads to greater simplicity in life, good fortune comes calling. And to let go of frustration, resistance, and regret over whatever may be decreasing at this time. See the larger picture, accept the ebb and flows of life cycles. In the top line coming down from the heavens, or universal lesson in this is there are different ways to acquire wealth, but the highest and most satisfying is increasing the collective good. For supremely successful and enlightened people, their increases cause no decreases for others. They have learned to advance by generating more for all, not by clever maneuvering to advance self-interest alone. The prosperity of such people rebounds to the good fortune of all beings. You know what that makes me think of?
What?
This king I saw on Instagram that took it upon himself to want to save Spirit Airlines to become the CEO and started it on Twitter and now has raised almost $3 million and people are electing him the CEO and I bet you he'll collectively this group they're all agreeing to shared interest are going to buy Spirit Airlines.
That's hilarious.
Is that the funniest thing you've ever heard?
I just flew Spirit Airlines last
Oh,
weekend,
yeah.
and then the announcement came out the day I came back on Monday.
Mhm. Mhm.
Or no, maybe it was the next day. I saw it on the news
You're
while
lucky you made it back. I will say I've had some of my
well,
sketchy.
they freaking took my money. As much for the like okay, so side quest here. Very, very minimal side quest here. But I got a really great Spirit Airlines price on my ticket to Miami. It was like
Mhm.
$100 round trip, and
Mhm.
I bought off of Amazon the bag that
Tiny
they
bag.
sell that's the exact
Yeah.
dimensions of the personal
Yeah.
item, which fits an amazing amount of stuff in it. And now I stuffed this thing to the brim. Okay.
Yeah.
Now leaving Tampa, going to Miami, nobody
No
Nobody
one
said a
blinked
word.
an
I was able to even put it in the overhead bin. Nobody cared. Well, on the way back in Fort Lauderdale, there was a lady going through the line asking people, looking at everybody's bags and asking them to see their boarding passes and making us go. She made me go, see if it fit in the container thing. And of course it didn't fit. Like it didn't matter if I sat on it, whatever. Like that thing was not fitting.
At the Conscious Collaboration Podcast, we are proud affiliates of Atapa medical grade red light therapy devices. Red light therapy boasts a long list of clinically proven benefits, many that I and many of my clients have experienced firsthand. You can be sure that you'll be able to train harder, recover faster, and sleep better with Atapa red light therapy. Visit myatapa.com, myatapa.com, or use the link in our Instagram bio to shop with the code COLLAB15, that's COLLAB 15, for a discount on your device.
And so I had to pay fully the price of my plane ticket to carry on my bag.
Whoa.
It was $100. And then the next day when I saw the Spirit Airlines thing, I was like, you
Yes. You
expletive.
rascals.
Like, what do you need my money for?
Yeah, you're like, burn it down. Well, apparently they did need your money, but yeah, they did take advantage of you in
At
that.
that
But
point, it was a
now
foregone
it's going to
conclusion.
be potentially an airline by the people for the people. And I think it's funny because, they lost that big government contract trying to, do something to fly the military and become, revived with that. And it was denied. But, it'd be cool if these people collectively, all these random strangers become board members buy this airline and make it what they want. And I just love the energy of the guy. He's like, I put this thing out on the internet and I went to dinner and came back and there was $2.9 million and people like having ideas and, putting the money, I think they're going to put it into a trust. And, yeah, but his like genuine, like, he's like, and I'm just like this, mildly autistic guy that had a dream and put it out there casually and now it's a thing and I'm excited about it. And so I don't know, it kind of has that energy to me. I mean, that's very little energy.
Well,
He just
that's how you successfully manifest. Like
Right.
that's how Steve would suggest. You almost like are so lighthearted about it that it's almost a joke.
Yeah. That's what
And
he was
then
like. So he's
that's
like
what's most likely to come back to you.
casual and light and like went out to dinner and came back and boom. And now he's got this devoted core group of people supporting him and they're just lightheartedly creating this airline. So I can't wait to see what happens with that. I don't want to invest in it because I just want to witness it, but I'll support them. And, I love the underdog. It talks about, so line 3, interpersonally, it says if 3 people go off on a journey, one will drop out. If one goes out alone, a second will join up along the way. The strongest bonds and deepest relations are between 2 people.
Ooh,
Agreements among 3 people, no matter how lofty the intentions, are never quite as stable.
that's
That's
true
great.
though, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's such a Gemini vibe too.
It is.
Still got a few weeks before we're in that season, but
Yeah.
we're thawing out, we're defrosting, and that's a very Gemini perspective.
2's a committee. Wait, 2's company, 3's a committee. Letting go of extraneous relationships is suggested here. So that's a little guidance to that guy. If he's listening to us, I'll have to like hashtag him if I can find him. But yeah, I mean, when they're forming the committee or council or the trust for this venture, the decision making or agreement needs to probably, according to this, be honed in a little bit more to make it successful. And it says, in order to render true service to those who are lacking advantages, it is essential that you don't compromise your dignity. A decrease in self-respect that grows out of excessive subservience, even to a higher goal, can lead to a decrease in performance as well as self-esteem, both of which can be counterproductive. I just spit there. To truly be of good service to others, you must be sure to take care of yourself first.
Yeah, true that.
True that. So, those are the change lines of guidance. And then as we move forward, thinking about this darkening of the light, which is interesting because Fire Horse is all about illuminating and bringing visibility. It says, when the darkness of stupidity reigns in human affairs, it is best to keep your brilliance hidden under a bushel basket. So, lest your thoughts and efforts be quiet, self-contained, and protected as much as possible from harmful influences. Don't let yourself be swept along on the current of conventional wisdom when too many dangerous uncertainties exist. Try not to become too depressed or anxious. Yeah, just go ahead and try. This period will pass. Just endure it for now and preserve your self-confidence while remaining cooperative and flexible. The time to assert yourself will come. Avoid looking too far ahead if you have not yet achieved your goals. That will only stimulate feelings of regret or longing, and that will eat away at your inner strength. So it says now is the time to be cautious and reserved. Control yourself. Do not needlessly stimulate forces of opposition. During dark, unsettled periods, it is best to step gingerly around the sleeping dogs. There you go. That's the energy.
Okay.
So I don't know. That's a lot. In summary, what's your takeaway? I'm putting you on the spot. Let's
Yeah,
see what.
chill out, ride the wave, shed any excess baggage, and just be. I mean, ironically, it's like to best utilize the fire horse energy is like flow like water.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So I like that. That like reminds me of the martial arts conversation we used to have with Shahar.
Yeah, yeah. That's
Yeah.
Bruce Lee.
Yeah. Oh, Bruce Lee. Yeah. I love Bruce Lee. Quotes.
Shout out
Don't
to
know too
Bruce
much
Lee.
about Bruce Lee. Yeah. So I don't know how much of that I'll retain today and moving forward, but I hope that resonates with anyone who's listening. And I think we're just going to need to talk it out inside the group. Just talk it out. So I'll drop some discussions, keep it open. We'll have our circle of conversation inside of the Conscious Collaboration Collective, our closed and private Facebook group. The link is in the description. If you haven't joined, come inside there because we want to hear from you. And if you would like to join us as a guest, you can contact us through email, social media, all the things.
Carrier pigeon.
Carrier pigeon. Yes. Oh, I would.
Spirit Airlines.
Did you see the Instagram reel that I sent you about the cute little pigeon that was dancing? He hears a song.
I think I gotta catch up on that still.
Catch up. There's this cute little pigeon that loves dance to 2010
Party Rock?
Party Rock, yeah. Party Rock pigeon.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. So shakes his little booty and everything. He just like stomps
worldwide.
Yeah, I kind of want a pigeon as a pet now. So that's what my feed contains. Yes. All right, guys. Well, we'll talk to you in 5.
Talk to you in 5. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Thank y'all so much for listening to our podcast. If you haven't yet, please be sure to subscribe, rate, review, and share with all your friends so they can join our circle of collaboration on this journey. You can find us on Instagram at Conscious Collaboration Podcast, on Spotify, iTunes, and Audible, to name a few. Please join us next time for another deep dive into how you can live life in more alignment. Mind, body, and business. Send us your questions and comments in our DMs or email us at consciouscollaborationpodcast@gmail.com. See you in 5 minutes.